to get a power like that, to get a power like that, to get a power, a special power from the Most High, to make people to be blind, to make people to do exactly what you want, to have power over people. In order for you to have a power like that, you have to be really close to the Most High. You have to be very close to Him. And in order for you to get a power like that, you have to basically distance yourself from the people. You have to become extremely holy. Let me give you an example. If I want to receive a special power from the Most High right now, I can't just receive special power from the Most High anywhere I am. So you have to come very close to the Most High, because what you're asking is a divine power. You're asking for a divine power. So you yourself have to become divine. You have to become divine. You're not going to be given a special divine power when you're not being divine, okay? You're not going to be given a special divine power when you're lying occasionally. You're not going to be given a special divine power when you're stealing occasionally, when you're breaking the law occasionally, when you're picking and choosing the laws you want to keep, picking and choosing the laws that suit you and the one that doesn't suit you, when you're in a big city, when you're constantly unclean every day, okay? You are not going to be given a divine power. For sure, you are not going to be getting a divine power. So I know how to get a divine power. First of all, in order for me to get a divine power right now, if I want to get something like that, then that means that I would definitely have to go away from the people, okay? I will go away and go into the wilderness, okay? I will need to go into the wilderness, go into a wilderness somewhere, like a mountain or something. I will need to go away from the people, go away and be in a place where I will not have any contact with anybody, okay? I need to go away like in a mountain or something, just some wilderness where I will not be able to have contact with anybody. It's just me. It's just me and my scriptures and my food. Just be there for a while. Be there for a couple of days, just praying, repenting, praying. So once you are in a place like that, your spiritual life will begin to grow. When you're in a place like that, your spiritual life will begin to grow. And so that's what I mean by distancing yourself from the people. So once you're in a place like that, then you start getting that's when you begin to come closer to the Most High. And that's why you see the Most High asked Moses to go into the wilderness, go to the mountain. That's why you see the Most High when Prophet Ezra was asking questions and trying to learn things, the Most High told him to go into the wilderness. And Ezra, while he was in Babylon at that time, he went into the wilderness. Okay, so that's the book of Second Esdras. So that has been the case. Same thing with Yeshua, Christ. Same thing with Christ. Same thing with John the Baptist. So John the Baptist, same thing. John the Baptist had to live in the wilderness. So once you're in an environment like that, you will really, nothing else will matter, because you know why you're there, and you will be able to, that's how you get closer to the Most High. You were able to think clearly. You don't have to have anything distracting you, anybody distracting you, anything distracting you. Nothing else matters at that point. And you'll be able to focus on the Most High. You'll be able to focus on our Heavenly Father. Focus, So that's how you build up your spiritual life when you're in an environment like that. When you're in an environment like that, you're able to build up your spiritual life. And that's how you get to the point of asking, in that case, once you are in that level, then you can wish for somebody to be blind and they will go blind. You can wish for somebody to be healed and they will be healed. If you look at Paul the Apostle, the Bible tells you that Paul the Apostle carried an handkerchief. People touched his handkerchief and they were healed. People touched the handkerchief that Paul the Apostle was carrying and they were healed just by touching his handkerchief. So handkerchief is basically what he's using to clean his sweat. Handkerchief is something you have and you use it to clean your sweat. And the Bible tells you that people touched his handkerchief and they were healed just by touching his handkerchief. They were healed. So, um, so today, I can tell you right now, I'm not even close. I am not even close to being on that level. I know how to get to that level. I know what I need to do. I know I need to stay away from people. I know I need to distance myself from people. I know I need to pray a lot more. I know I definitely need to go to a mountain or go to a wilderness somewhere. Go somewhere where there's nobody. Go to, like, temporary. You don't have to go live there, but temporary, like Moses or like John the Baptist, Yahonan, or like Yeshua, Christ. They had to go to the wilderness. You see, that's why you see him going up there to go, living up there in Mountain Olives. So so that's how you get close to the Most High. This is not going to happen when you're in a big city. That's not going to happen. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you that the Spirit of the Most High is not going to be like with you like that. The Spirit of the Most High will not be with you like that when you're in a big city. You have to go away from people, move away from people, go away from people, and even if it's just temporary, even if for temporary, you go and you be in a place where you be by yourself. You go to the wilderness and you just stay there, praying, studying, praying, being in nature. The birds, the animals, it's just you. It's just you and the animals, just you by yourself, praying. It's an environment like that. That's the place that's the kind of place you get visions. That is the kind of place you will be getting visions. Okay. That is the kind of place. If you look at uh, the uh, uh, John the Revelator, John the Revelator, where was he when he got the book of Revelation? He was in prison. He was in prison. Okay. So when you're in a society, I'm not saying that you have to go to prison to get something like that. I'm saying that you have to go into the wilderness. You have to go into the wilderness somewhere. Go into the mountains. Go into the mountains. Go inside. Go to a place where there's nobody. Okay. Go to a place where there's nobody, to the mountains. Go there and stay there for like a week. Okay. Praying and praising the Most High, praying and praising the Most High, praying and praising the Most High. That's all you do, praying and praising Him. I guarantee you. Well, I'm telling you based on what happened to Moses, what happened to Christ, what happened to John the Baptist. I'm telling you, when you're in an environment like that, that's when the Most High will begin to communicate with you. But if you're in the middle of the city, middle of where you're doing what everybody is doing, you're living like everybody else, I'm telling you, the Most High will not communicate with you like that. Okay. If you look at David, look at David. Okay, the Most High loved David. The Most High loved David, but the Most High did not deal with David like that. He did not communicate with David like that. Why? But then he communicated with David through the prophet. So what's the difference? Because the prophets were able to do the kind of things I'm talking about right now. The prophets were able to do the kind of things I'm talking about. David was in the city. David was the king of Israel, and he was in the city. So he doesn't have. David did not have the ability or the time or to be going out into the wilderness like that. So David was very busy running the nation of Israel. Okay, David was very, very busy running the nation of Israel. He doesn't have that kind of time to take off and go into the wilderness for 7 days. Go to the wilderness for 7 days or for 14 days. David did not have that kind of time. I mean, he does have that kind of time, but he did not do it. So this is something that most people, I don't think most people know this. I don't think that most people know what I'm talking about right now, because you might be wondering, wow, look at Elisha. Elisha was able to, wish against those kids, and they were eaten by the bear. Those kids was attacked. Elisha, wished some bad things on that kids, and those kids, he wished that they get attacked, and they were attacked. How can I have a power like that? And then you read, oh, Yeshua Christ was able to heal people, and Christ told us to go into the world and preach the gospel. Go and preach the gospel and heal the people. So you might be thinking, how do I get to heal people like that? How do I get to have a power like that? Well, the way you get to heal people or have a power like that is by try to go to the wilderness. Okay, try going into the wilderness. Try going into the mountains. Try it. Try it. You go there and you stay there for a while. That's how you get a power like that. That is how you get a power like that, by going into the wilderness. Going into the wilderness and being there for like 7 days, praying, praying to the Most High, confessing your sins and praying and repenting. I am telling you, you will see the difference. There's going to be a huge difference. That's how you get a power like that. But to live in a big city, live in your apartment or in your house or in your mansion and be around everybody, you are not going to have that kind of close relationship with the Most High. It's not going to happen. You are not going to have that kind of close relationship. In order to be able to have a close relationship with the Most High, you have to be away from the people and go to the mountain. And this is something that I think that we should be doing something like that at least once a year. At least once a year, we should go away from the people and just go to the wilderness, go to the mountain and just be alone. Be alone, no car noise, no none of all this nonsense, nothing, no noise, no half-naked women, none of these distractions. It's just you and your God. Just you and your God. That's when you will, that's when you begin to hear, from the Most High. That's when you begin to hear from the Most High, and that's when things really begins to happen. That's when you become very, very spiritual, and that's how you get a power like the power I'm talking about. That's how you get a power like that. But it's not going to happen when you are in a big city. Not going to happen. So I thought that I do wish for to have a power. Sometimes I wish I can have a power where I can put a curse on people or put a curse on somebody. I wish I have a power where I can make somebody go blind. I wish I can have a power to make people to go blind. I honestly do. I honestly do. I wish I can have a power to make people to go blind, if not for anything, temporary. If not for anything, just temporary. Okay? Make them go blind temporarily. I wish I have the power to heal people. I wish I have the power to heal people, to heal somebody. Those who are suffering from this disease or that disease, to heal them. I wish I have the power and heal them and then give them a requirement. Okay? You have to keep the law now. If you don't keep the law, the disease will come back. If you don't keep the law, then your disease is going to come back. So you make a choice. You keep the law or your disease will come back. I wish I have the power to do that. Unfortunately, I don't. I don't have the power to do that. I should have the power to do that. I should be able to have the power to do that. But the reason why I don't have the power to do that right now, the reason why I don't have the power to do that is because of the reason I just gave you. The reason I just gave you. Because in order for me to be able to do what I'm talking about right now, I need to be, be able to go away from people, be in the middle of nowhere, go away from people, be in a place where I can focus on keeping the laws and the commandment and just focus on praying, focus on repenting and praying and studying, be in a mountain for like 7 days, That's how you obtain spiritual power. That is how you obtain spiritual power. The Most High could have spoken to Moses. If you remember when the Most High told Moses, take off your shoes. Take off your shoes. You're standing on the holy ground. Okay? So why did the Most High told Moses to go into the wilderness? where he was for 40 days and 40 nights. Why? You think that the Most High couldn't talk to him where he was? Do you think that the Most High could not talk to him where he was? No, the Most High could have spoken to him where he was. The Most High could have spoken to Moses where he was, but the Most High told Moses, go to the mountain. Go to the mountain. And Moses went to the mountain, and he was there for 40 days and 40 nights. And we believe that the Most High does not change. We say that he does not change. So why do you think that the Most High is going to talk to you where you are? No, you have to go to the mountain. You have to go to the mountain. If you want to get power, if you want to get healing power, if you want to get special power, if you want to get divine power, first start keeping the law. Honestly, seriously, honestly, seriously, start keeping the laws and the commandment. Start observing the laws and the commandment. That's number one. Start keeping the law, and then go to the mountain. Go to the mountain. I'm telling you, when you start keeping the laws and the commandment, and then you form the habit of going to the mountain, you form the habit. Once you start keeping the laws and the commandment, and then you form the habit of going to the mountain, once in a while, you go to the mountain, you stay there for 7 days. I'm telling you, oh my goodness, I am telling you, you will be able to bring up the dead. You'll be able to heal the sick. You will be able to get that power. First, you have to start keeping the laws and the commandment. That's number one. You must start keeping the laws and the commandment. Second, you will now develop the habit of going to the mountains. You will be able to heal people. You'll be able to heal the sick. You will be able to put a curse on somebody. Put a curse on somebody, and they will that curse will happen to them. They will receive the curse. So that's how we get the power. But Satan doesn't want us to have the time to do this. Satan doesn't want us to go to the mountain. Satan wants us to stay in the big city and be busy in the big city. Satan wants us to stay in the big city and be busy in the big city. And you, like David, will not be able to be communicated with by the Most High. You, like David, So Satan wants us to stay in the big city, be busy in the big city, working, busy, and everything that we're doing in the big city, and we are not able to really have the time to go away and go into the mountains. I'm telling you, what you saw in the Bible can happen. It can happen in your life. These powers you saw in the Bible with Elijah, Elisha, Moses, this kind of power can happen. You can have a power like that. Paul the apostle. Paul was able to heal people, by them touching his handkerchief. Yeshua HaMashiach, Christ. These powers are still possible. We can still exercise these powers. But you're not going to exercise this power if you don't do what they did to get the power. Okay? Look at all the men I'm talking about. Look at all these men. So you're not going to be able to receive the power doing it in a modern way. You have to do the same thing, because we say that the Most High does not change. We believe that the Most High does not change. So why do you think that he's going to change towards you? Oh no, he's not going to change towards you. So if you want to receive a power like that, you have to also be able and willing to go to the mountain. Go to a wilderness. If you don't have a mountain in your area, go to the wilderness. Take your food. Pack your food. Take your food with you, and take a knife with you. If you have a gun, take a gun with you. Take a knife, take your scripture, go to the mountain. Take your tent, go to the mountain and just sit there. Be by yourself. Nobody will see you. You will not see anybody. I'm telling you, by the time you stay there the first day, second day, third day, by the fourth day, by the fifth day, woo, you will be in the spirit. You will be in the spirit. You are praying, you are singing, you are crying, you are calling on the Most High. Sometimes you find yourself calling on the Most High. Sometimes you find yourself calling on the Most High, and you call and call and call and call until you get tired and you fall asleep. You call and call and call and call, you get tired, you fall asleep. I'm telling you, at some point, the Most High is going to turn around, and he will be like, okay, he's serious. He is serious. All right. Okay, he's serious. All right. Who is available? and one of the angels will volunteer themselves, like you see in 2 Chronicles 18:18. 2 Chronicles 18:18. 2 Chronicles 18:18. Read from verse 18. The Most High will ask, okay, who is available? All right, go down. Go down, go down, go take care of him. And before you realize it, an angel will be with you. An angel of the Most High will be with you. That's what happened that's how the Most High sent an angel to Daniel and to the prophets, to Moshe. So, but that's not going to happen if you're busy in the big city with your job and your career. Your job, working in your career, your business, and all that stuff, and your family, and all this stuff, and all this distraction. Hell no, the Most High is not going to send an angel to you. Hell no, 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 no. The Most High, the attitude of the Most High is like this. This is how the Most High thinks. If you care for me, I will care for you. If you seek me, you will find me. That's the attitude of the Most High. However level you approach him, he will approach you. So if you dedicate and commit yourself and put everything, the Most High will turn to you. He will turn to you. He will listen to you. But first, you must start keeping the laws and the commandment. You must start keeping the Sabbath using the moon. You must start keeping the Sabbath using the moon. You must start doing the laws and the commandment before you go to the next level of, going to the mountain, going into the wilderness where there's nobody. That's the second part. And if possible, go alone. Don't go with anybody, because if you go with somebody, you will find yourself discussing worldly things and discussing crazy things and stuff like that. And most likely nothing will happen. So you have to go by yourself, not with anybody. You have to go by yourself. If you go with somebody, then you have to separate. If you go with somebody, let them be in there. You cannot be in the same place. If you go with somebody, then don't be in the same place. You have to separate and try not to see each other. Try not to see each other. So if you go with somebody, wherever they are, once you get to the mountain or to the wilderness, once you get there, separate. So they have to be where they are throughout the time. You have to be where you are throughout the time, because you don't want to break that contact. So if you go with somebody, okay, then let's say you and I go to the mountain. Let's say you and I go to the wilderness right now. Once we get to that mountain or that wilderness, then we have to separate. You either have to go to the east or go to the west or whatever. We have to separate, and you and I cannot have any contact until after we are done. So if we are supposed to finish in 7 days, if we are supposed to finish in 7 days, then we'll meet in 7 days. So you and I cannot be seeing each other every day, like once in a day. No, 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 no. You be over there in your tent and be over there by yourself. I'll be over here by myself, and we will not have any contact until when we're done, until it's time for us to go. Then we can meet again. So if you want to go with somebody, that's the only way to do it. You have to be by yourself. You cannot be there. When you go with somebody, you have to separate from that person. So this is how to get special power from the Most High. That's how to get close to the Most High and really, really begin to be the way for the Most High to allow you to have for the Most High to allow you to have access to the divine powers, to His divine powers. You have to do this. So it's very important to give it a try. Try it. Go to the mountain. Go to the wilderness. Be there for like a week, praying, crying, prophesying. Like just nothing else matters. Don't take your phone with you. Do not take your phone with you. Don't take your phone. Don't take a computer. No, don't do it. Don't take a phone. Don't take a computer. Take a sword with you. Take a sword. Okay, take a sword, a knife, a sword, a gun. Yeah, take a gun, a sword, a knife, whatever weapon. If you have a weapon, take a weapon with you. Take your scriptures, take your food, and take your scriptures. If you have a tent, take your tent. All right, that's how to get a special power. And I'm telling you, if you start doing this, I'm telling you, you will find yourself in a situation. You are going to find yourself in a situation where where you like you will no longer be a complete human being. You will no longer be a complete human being. You're beginning to become divine. You will begin to become divine. Okay? You will begin to become divine. Let me give you an example of what I mean. Why do you think that the Most High was angry at Miriam? Let me give you two examples. Think about this. Think about this. Do you remember that the Most High was very angry at Miriam? The same reason why he was angry at Miriam, Moses' sister. The same reason why the Most High was angry at Moses' sister was the same reason why he was angry at Dathan and Abiram. Those men that opposed Moses in the wilderness, those men that the Most High killed along with their families, those men that the Most High killed along with their families. Why did the Most High kill them? The Most High killed them because they were opposing Moses, and they were trying to say that Moses was just a regular person. That's what they were saying. They were saying to Moses, do you think that you are the only one that the Most High can speak to? If you remember that story, if you remember it, you remember that the Most High was upset. The Most High was angry at them because of that statement. So they were saying that the Most High could speak to them too, that Moses was not the only one that the Most High can speak to. So that made the Most High angry because these people were not as holy as Moses. Okay, so if you look at Moses, Moses was a righteous man. He was a very quiet man, a meek man, and so Moses was someone that can keep the law, somebody that has the heart to keep the law, somebody that has the desire to keep the law. Okay, so the Most High sees all those qualities from Moses, and that's why he chose Moses. Um, you know, uh, Told him to go to the wilderness. Moses could have said no. Moses could have made an excuse, but Moses did not make any excuse. Moses did not, give any reasons. Moses went to the wilderness. So if you look at the reason why the Most High had problem, the same reason why the Most High had problem with Miriam, the same reason why the Most High had problem with Miriam, that was the same reason why the Most High had a problem with Dathan and Abiram. Because why am I saying this? I'm telling you that once you start keeping the law and then you start going to the mountain, you will no longer be like a regular person. You will no longer be like a regular person. The more you do this, the more you do this, the more righteous you become. The more you do this, the more righteous you become. Okay? So that's when the Most High begins to allow you to tap into his divine power. That's when when the Most High will allow you to be able to use his power. Okay? Because you're no longer a regular human being. Moses was not a regular human being. That's why the Most High allowed him to be able to use that stick and do miracles with against the prophets of Pharaoh and things like that. Okay, so you are not going to be in this position. You're not going to be in this position. You will not be in this position when 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 you're just like everybody else. You're eating like everybody else, dressing like everybody else, you know, worshiping like everybody else. No, that's not going to happen because you're just like everybody else. So in order for the Messiah to allow you, in order for the Messiah to allow you to tap into his divine power, you have to become divine. Okay? Are you dressing like the Most High? Are you wearing a turban? Do you wear a robe? Or are you wearing suit and tie? Do you wear suit and tie? Do you dress like the Gentiles? And yet you want to have the power of a prophet? Think about this. Let's be reasonable. Let us be reasonable. Let us stop fooling ourselves. Let's stop fooling ourselves. How can you dress like a heathen, dress in a strange way, dress like a Gentile, but you want to have the power of a prophet? How can you not wear a turban, dress like an Israelite, like a priest, but you want to have the power of a priest? You see, sometimes we talk like Christians, we behave like Christians, only talking and not doing, you know. So you have to start dressing like an Israelite. You have to start wearing your turban. You have to start wearing your robe. Okay, you're not going to be allowed to exercise the power that was given to the righteous people, to the prophet, to the priest. You know, when you're not dressing like the priest, you're not dressing like the prophet, you're not praying like the prophet, you're not eating like the prophet, you're not worshiping like the prophet, you're not even dressing like them, and yet you want to have their power. Are you crazy? Are you crazy, or are you just going to keep playing games and deceiving yourself? So you're not going to be allowed to have that kind of power. So, and this is something that I realized. I'm like, wait, I want to be like people of the Most High, but I have to start dressing like them too. I would like to have this kind of powers. I would like to see somebody who is sick and heal them. I would like to see somebody who has a stroke, someone that has stroke and half of their body is destroyed, half of their body is dead. I would like to have a conversation with them. I would like to have a conversation with him or her. After having that conversation, if they agree to keep the law, I would like to lay my hands on him or her and then they become healed. I would like to do that. But how can I do that when I'm not even, keeping the law and being righteous? It's not going to happen. It is not going to happen. So you have to start keeping the laws and the commandment. You have to start observing the law. And then once you start observing the laws and the commandment with all your heart and with all your soul, you have to start dressing like a prophet. You have to start dressing like the man of the Most High, or start dressing like a woman of the Most High. Okay, this is mainly for the women. If you for the men, this is mainly for the men. So if you're a woman, don't do it. Don't be stupid. Don't go into the wilderness if you're a woman. No, don't do that rubbish. Don't do that. Okay. So this is not for women. This is not for women at all. This is for men. You can go if you go to the wilderness and you sit over there asking the Messiah to give you power, the Messiah might send a lion to devour you. Okay, don't be foolish. This is not for women. This is for men only. Okay, the Messiah is not going to be talking to you in the wilderness and giving you power and giving you prophecy. That's not going to happen. But if you do it, I pray that you get killed by a wild animal in that wilderness. If you go do that rubbish if you're a woman, this is not for women. What I'm talking about is for men only. Okay, don't be stupid. Don't be a Hebrew Israelite feminist. Okay, don't be a Hebrew Israelite feminist like a Jezebel going into the wilderness as a woman to go get some power. Are you crazy? If you do that, I pray that you get devoured by you get bitten by a snake or something. So you don't do that rubbish. So if you're a woman, don't do it. This is for men only. So how can I get that kind of power? How can I be allowed to have a divine power when I'm not even being divine? Okay, I'm not dressing like the Most High. I'm not wearing my veil, my robe. I'm shaving my beard. I'm not keeping the Sabbath using the moon. I'm not keeping the law, but I want to have a divine power. Are you crazy? Are you out of your mind? So we can have these powers, but we have to be divine. Moses was divine. So how do you become divine? You become divine by going into you know by first of all keeping the law. First of all, you start keeping the law, and then um, and then you once you start keeping the law, you will now start dressing like a Hebrew. Start wearing your robe. Start wearing your robe. Start wearing your turban. Start keeping the Sabbath using the moon. Start observing the Sabbath using the moon. Stay away from lying, from fornicating. If you are living with a woman and that woman was not a virgin when you married her, you have to separate from her. If you are living with a woman and the woman was not a virgin when you married her, she's not your wife. Listen, my brothers, listen, let me tell you right now. If you have a woman in the house and she had been with multiple men, this woman had been with multiple men. She's been having she had sex with more than one man before you met her, and then you married her, and she's living in your house, and you're having sex with her. This is what I'm talking about today is not going to work for you. You can't be having sex with a woman who is not your wife, and then you claim that you're going to the mountain. The Most High will not listen to you. The Most High will not answer you or listen to you. I'm telling you, it's not going to happen because you're having sex with a woman who is not your wife. You have to do what your ancestors did in the book of Exodus, chapter 10. You have to put her away. The woman you marry has to be a virgin. A virgin. Her vagina has to be intact. And you have to be the first man to take her virginity. That's the only way she becomes your wife. Your wife. Or she was a widow. She was a widow, meaning that she was a virgin. And then a man married her and took her virginity, and that man died. And she's only been with that man. You can only marry a woman who has only been with one man. She's only had sex with one man, and then that man dies, then she's a widow. Then you can marry her. If a woman is a virgin, and then a man marries her, and that man takes her virginity, that man takes her virginity, then when that man dies, you can marry her because she's only been with that man. If she's had sex with multiple men, you cannot marry her. So you don't think that you're going to be living in a house with a woman who had sex with multiple men. She was no longer a virgin. She had sex with multiple men, and then you're having sex with her, and you think you're going to go to the mountain, and the Most High will listen to you. You're wasting your time. Don't do it. You're going to go to that mountain and waste your time. You're going to go to that wilderness and waste your time. The Most High will not listen to you when you're living in a house and having sex with a woman. You're committing adultery, like Christ said in Matthew 5:31 and 32. Matthew 5:31 and 32. Matthew 5:31 and 32. And also Matthew 19, verse 8 and 9. Matthew 19, verse 8 and 9. You cannot be living with a woman who is not your wife, a woman who has been put away by the man that took her virginity, a woman who has been put away, a woman that was put away by the man that took her virginity, and then you take her and you marry her and you're having sex with her and you're living with her as your wife, and you're talking about going to the mountain. You're wasting your time. No, you have to get away from that relationship. So that's basically the situation. This is how you obtain power. You have to be holy. For the Most High to talk to you, you have to be holy. For the Most High to deal with you, you have to be holy. For the Most High to allow you to have this special power, divine power, you have to be holy. You must be holy. That's not going to happen if you're breaking the law, or if you're keeping some laws and you're not keeping some laws. You have to be absolutely holy before the Most High can allow you to have his divine powers. All praises to our Heavenly Father. All praises. All right. So that's how to obtain divine power. I thank our Heavenly Father for everything. I give the Most High all the glory and all the honor for his love and his kindness. I thank the Most High for opening our eyes to understand these things. My brothers and my sisters, what I'm telling you is nothing foreign. That's what happened to Moses. That's what happened to John the Baptist. That's what happened to Christ. That's what happened to Ezra. The Most High told these men, go to the wilderness or go to the mountain. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's how the Most High communicated with these men. All right, my brother, I'm about to close this right now. Do you have anything to say before I close this section?
I'm heading to the mountains.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And like I said, so this has to be done at least once a year. Like, I mean, it depends on how much. It depends on how much relationship you want with the Most High. It depends
That's
on how
correct.
much relationship you want with the Most High. You know, I'm telling you, my brothers and sisters, man,
Absolutely.
if you start keeping the law and you try this, whoo, if you come back into the world, you will never feel the same way. You're going to feel different because you have come close to the Most High. You will feel different. You will feel um you will feel disgusted. You will feel disgusted when you come back into the world. You will feel disgusted. You know, your mentality will begin to change. I remember when I used to stay indoor or stay almost indoor all the time for Sabbath, new moon, and new moon. So 3 days I will get all my food, get my water, get everything I need, and I will stay indoor. Whew, I'm telling you, I will stay indoor on the Sabbath, on the new moon, and then on another new moon. And I was basically worshiping by myself at that time, you know. So it's like after these 3 days, oh my goodness, when you come back into the world, it's like okay, it's like you came back from somewhere, you know. So it's this world is very filthy. This world is very dirty, and you will never know it until you step away. If you're inside of it, you will not realize it. It's like when you're in a room and that room smells. If you stay there long enough, you will no longer be feeling the smell. The smell will no longer be bothering you. But if you go out and then you come back into the room, the smell will bother you. You will have problem with that smell. But if you stay in that room long enough, you get used to the smell. It becomes normal. This world is extremely dirty, very filthy. Look at the women. Women today are nothing but prostitutes. Women today are a bunch of whores. They are prostitutes. Uncleanliness everywhere, evil everywhere, wickedness everywhere. You will not realize this until you get away. Man, I hate this world so much you have no idea. I despise this system. I despise this system. And that goes back to the power. If the Most High give me power, I'm telling you, oh my goodness, a lot of people will die. A lot of people will be dead. Dead. Dead, I'm telling you. That's why I say, maybe give me a power to make them blind for like 30 minutes or an hour or something, you know? If I have power, I will clean out this world. I will clean out this world. I'm telling you, if the Most High give me power to kill with a snap of a finger, like power to think I want this person to die or to go blind, and they will go blind. I will clean out this world. The whole world will be terrified. The whole world will be scared. I'm going to shut down all the companies that makes clipper that you used to shave your beard. I'm going to shut it down. I'm going to shut down all the strip clubs where people go to look at naked women dance. I'm going to shut it down. I'm going to shut down all the companies that produce shrimp. They make shrimp, that they're making all those shrimp farms will shut down. All the factories that produce pork will shut down. I'm going to shut down all Christian churches. I'm going to make the Pope blind. I'm going to blind the Pope. Blind the Pope, make him go crazy. I will humiliate the Pope. I will make the Pope to go become mentally ill and take off all his clothes and start walking around naked. I'm going to do that to the Pope. I'm going to shut down all the Christian churches. Shut it down. Completely shut it down. Shut down all the Christian churches. I'm going to leave the mosques, the Muslims. I'm going to leave the Muslims open. But I will command the Muslims, you have to start keeping the law. I'm going to warn the Muslims, you need to listen to Prophet Muhammad, because you people are playing games. Prophet Muhammad basically told you to keep the law. You're not doing it. You're playing games. You agree. You Muslims agree that Prophet Muhammad talked about keeping the law of Moses, but then you claim that it's been tampered with. You're playing games. You stop playing games, or I'll shut you down. You stop playing games, or I'm shutting you down. Do exactly what Prophet Muhammad told you. Keep the law of Moses. Stupid people playing games. Man, I'm telling you, I'm going to shut down a lot of things. All the schools shut down. No more schools. The schools that are going to be open are Hebrew schools, biblical schools. All these universities will be shut.
That was a good one.
Yeah, so that's how to obtain a power, and this is the power that we the Israelites are supposed to have. Okay,
Right,
we the Israelites are supposed to have this power.
Well,
But
even
today
though
we
God
don't.
gave the Gentiles power over Israel, He never gave them the power that Israel used to have.
Yeah, yeah, this is a special power, and like as I said before, look at what the Messiah have always done, and who he has always given this power. It's those who choose to be holy, who separate themselves and become holy,
Right.
and so it's not a power that goes to everybody or anybody. You have to be special, you have to be holy, and you have to. If you look at Ezra, Prophet Ezra, he's a very good example when you read the book of Second Esdras. So we today can obtain this power. We can, just like Prophet Ezra. Okay, they were in captivity. Prophet Ezra and the Israelite was literally in captivity in Babylon. They were in captivity in Babylon. Prophet Ezra and the Israelite was in captivity in Babylon. But Prophet Ezra was a man, he did not like that system. He did not like what he was seeing. He was into the law. He was keeping the law. He was obeying the law. And he spent a lot of time by himself. He wasn't friends with people like that. He wasn't like everyone else. So he was asking questions, and his heart was not like the heart of others. He did not like what he was seeing. And you're going to see this in the book of Second Esdras. So because he hated the lifestyle that he saw, while the rest of the Israelites were enjoying those lifestyle. Remember, they were marrying foreign women in Babylon, as you see in the book of Ezra chapter 10. Ezra wasn't doing that. So when our ancestors went into captivity in Babylon, the Israelites began to enjoy the Babylonian lifestyle. The Israelite, our ancestor, adopted, they assimilated, they integrated into the Babylonian lifestyle. Look at Daniel. Daniel refused to eat like the Babylonians. What happened to the rest of the Israelites? They were eating like the Babylonians. So our ancestors have always assimilated. They have always integrated. They have always joined the other nations. And the Most High did not like that. That's why Daniel stood out. That's why Ezra stood out. They refused to join the other nations. They refused to be like other people. That's why they stood out. They stood out. That's why the Most High dealt with Daniel the way he dealt with Daniel. That's why the same reason why he dealt with Ezra the way he dealt with Ezra. Why didn't he deal with other men like that? He did not. Because they did not assimilate. They did not integrate into the system. They did not behave like everyone else. They hated the system. They despised the system. Yes, they were powerless. They couldn't change the system, but they refused to join the system. Example, Daniel refused to eat like the Babylonians. They realized what was going on. Yes, the Most High sent us into captivity. I understand that and I accept that. But I am not going to behave like the heathen. I am not going to join the heathen. I am not going to eat like the heathen. I am going to be different. That was the attitude of our ancestors like Daniel and Ezra. And that was why the Most High dealt with them. That was the reason why the Most High dealt with them. That's the reason why he dealt with them. He did not deal with the other people like that. The rest of the Israelites joined the rest of the Israelites was enjoying themselves. The rest of the Israelites was enjoying the Babylonian lifestyle. Yes, the rest of the Israelites was enjoying the Babylonian lifestyle. They assimilated. They sent their children to school like we're doing today. They swimmed into the Babylonian system. Let me ask you something. How do you think about this system? How do you think about people around you where you are living? Are you sending your children to school? If you are, that means you accept this system. We are warned not to join this system. Romans chapter 12. Romans chapter 12, verse 1 and 2. Romans 12, 1 and 2. Do not conform into this system. The Most High only deals with those that refuse to join this system. It is a stupid idea for the Most High to send us into captivity and then we just assimilate and integrate and accept our enemies and their lifestyle and be friendly with them. No, no, no. You have to despise this system, hate this system, and you have to love the law of the Most High. You have to follow the law of the Most High. You have to long for the day that this world will be run according to the law of the Most High. These are the things that will make the Most High to see that you're serious, and then he begins to deal with you. That was exactly what was happening in Babylon. And then the Most High told told Ezra. Ezra felt disgusted. He didn't like the Babylonian system. That's when the Most High told him to go to the wilderness. The Most High did not talk to him in public where he was, like around the people. The Most High told Ezra, take 4 men and go into the wilderness. I'll talk to you there, basically. And then Ezra went into the wilderness. Read the book of Second Esdras. Read the book of Second Esdras from chapter 1. Second Esdras, and you will see what I'm talking about. So the Most High did not talk to him while he was out where everybody was. The Most High told him, go to the wilderness. The Most High told him, go to the wilderness. So it starts by you refusing to join this system in the world, the European system, the Western system, the European system, the Western system. You have to despise their system. You have to despise their religion, Christianity. You have to hate their religion, Christianity. You have to hate their education system. You have to hate their political system. You have to hate their system to show the Most High that you're being serious. You have to now keep the law. It is not enough to hate the system, but you're not keeping the law. Not enough. Not enough. You have to replace their system with the laws and the commandment of the Most High. Then after that, that's when you start thinking of going to the mountain, going away from the people, going to a wilderness, going to a bush somewhere. You know, that's how you obtain spiritual power. That's how you get closer to the Most High. It's not going to happen in a big city. It will not happen. I guarantee you that. All praises to our Heavenly Father. I give the Most High all the glory and all the honor. I thank the Most High for opening our eyes and allowing us to understand these things. I'm very grateful. I'm very thankful to our Heavenly Father. I thank our Heavenly Father for everything. I really pray that we will become a lot more interested in His laws. I pray that we'll become a lot more interested in His laws and His commandment, because that is the only solution. The laws and the commandment is what brings us closer to the Most High, as we already know. As we already know, it says that by this we know that we know Him, if we keep His commandment. By this we know that we know Him, if we keep His commandment. Anyone that claims to know Him but does not keep His commandment is a liar. First John, chapter 2, verse 3 to 6. First John chapter 2, verse 3 to 6. By this we know that we know Him, if we keep His commandment. Anyone that claims to know Him but does not keep His commandment is a liar. Beginning to know the Most High requires you to sell yourself out into His law. Hate this system. Hate their education system. Hate their church system. Hate their government system. How do you hate their system? By not associating yourself with it, by not joining them. That's how you hate it. By not participating in their church system, in their Christianity, by not participating in their education system, by sending your children. Stop sending your children to school. Okay? Educate your children yourself. Educate your children yourself. We have a school now. We have a Hebrew school now where your children can attend online school for free. Stop sending your children to school. Stop participating in their election. Stop participating in their system. That's how you hate the system. That's how you despise the system. It reminds me of James chapter 4, verse 4. What does it say? James 4, 4. James 4, 4. Read it and you see. James 4, 4 talked about us hating this worldly system. James 4, 4. James chapter 4, verse 4. And then also in 1 John chapter 2. 1 John chapter 2, 14, 15. 1 John chapter 2, 14, 15. 1 John chapter 2, 14, 15. Read these places and you will see. It talked about this worldly system, how we're supposed to despise it, how we're supposed to hate this system, how we're supposed to not get involved in this system. 1 John chapter 2. These are very scriptures that we need to understand. My brothers and sisters, the information I'm giving you here is information that will take you to a whole new level. Information that will bring you closer to the Most High. Information that will bring you closer to the Most High. 1 John chapter 2, verse 15 and 16. 1 John chapter 2, from verse 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. Verse 16. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but of the world. First John chapter 2, verse 15 and 16. We have to be serious with the laws and the commandment and consider going to the mountain after you have started keeping the law, growing your beard, stop eating pork, start dressing moderately, wearing your robe, dressing moderately, keeping the Sabbath using the moon, observing the Sabbath using the moon. After you start taking these laws seriously, consider going to the mountain somewhere or to a wilderness. Like as I said, take a weapon with you, take your food, take your tent, even if it's just for 2 days that you spend or whatever. So it will bring you closer to the Most High. I thank our Heavenly Father for everything. I give the Most High all the glory and all the honor. I give the Most High all the glory and all the honor. And I really pray and wish that we will become a lot more serious with his laws and his commandment. We are a lot more serious with the worldly things, worldly life. We are more engaged with the world than we are engaged with his laws and his commandment. And that's not a good thing. We have to be as serious with the laws and the commandment as we are with the world. Like we are a lot more engaged with the world. We're a lot more committed with the world and our life than we are with the laws and the commandment of the Most High. The laws and the commandment of the Most High, his laws and his commandment is what brings us close to him. Thank our Heavenly Father for everything.
Thank you for your interest in this video. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us through WhatsApp. You can call us or send us a message. You can also email us at lawstogod@gmail.com. Check out our website at www.lawstogodskingdom.com. Download our mobile app from the Android store. Search for Laws to God app. You can also find us on Facebook. Just search for Laws to God. Don't forget, you can also use Skype to call us. Just download Skype on your phone and search for Laws to God. If you are in South Africa and you need a congregation to worship with, give us a call. For more information that we don't have here on YouTube, please download our app and check out our website, www.lawstogodskingdom.com. Help us spread this truth by sharing this video on your social media.